And that was a disgraceful performance, in my opinion. We threw that game. We gave it away by doing that. We gave them the friggin' game. In my opinion, that sucked. What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
So the Suns have lost 13 of their last 18 games, right? And unquestionably, injuries have been playing their part. Our guards cannot stay healthy. When they get back, they're rusty. But something worse seems to be happening in Phoenix. It doesn't seem like Monty has lost the locker room per se, but maybe worse, he's definitely lost his ability to coach this team to wins when they're not at full strength. Hit the like button for me and allow me to explain. Last season, the Phoenix Suns played rather well when Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, or Devin Booker were out for injuries having to rest, racking up a record 64 wins. And when Chris Paul went to Oklahoma City, it was thought to be his death sentence. He was completely counted out. Everyone thought his career was completely over, but he got the last laugh. He took that Thunder team to the 5th seed of the playoffs in a year when the Suns had to go perfect in the bubble just to still miss the playoffs. In both of his first 2 seasons in Phoenix, Chris Paul was able to do what he did with Oklahoma City, which is when Devin Booker was out for extended periods of time, or when Ayton was out, he was able to carry a seemingly misfit team of ragtag players to extraordinary heights, making Frank Kaminsky and Bismack Biyombo completely playable role players and just lifting them out of obscurity. But he's aging out now, and he's had some great games recently, and this season he looks okay, but the truth is he can't do it as consistently as he has the last 2 seasons. That ship has sailed. The key problem, as far as I see it, is the inability of Monty Williams to alter his guard-heavy, guard-centric offense into something that works without Devin Booker. Some other style of play that doesn't require Devin Booker scoring 60 to carry you out of the slums. And it doesn't rely on an age-defying Chris Paul, because he no longer is age-defying. That's what's killing this team. Now, in certain ways, it's undeniable that Monty is a terrific coach. He got the Phoenix Suns, a notoriously offensive-only minded program, to play defense, to really play defense, enough to go up 2-0 in the finals against the Bucks. His offense is free-flowing and extremely conducive to great guard play and inflated stats for players. Ricky Rubio was scoring. Kelly Oubre had a career year. Damian Lee looks honestly incredible compared to what we thought we were getting. Cam Payne was able to stay out of China due to this offense. All of these players are examples of Monty's offense making it easy for players to score, unless you're a big man, which is what DeAndre Ayton's learning. The Suns community in general seems split on the idea of firing Monty and or James Jones, but I find it crazy, the thought of letting either of them go. Not that I wouldn't, I just find it super unlikely that a coach and a GM that just both won GM and Coach of the Year very recently, and it wasn't longer than 2 months ago that Monty was Coach of the Month, I don't see them getting let go. Now, things are bad, and obviously the biggest part of that is Devin Booker is out injured, right? That's the problem. You can't blame this on Monty, but think about it. Why? Why is Devin Booker unavailable right now? Because we all know he could be playing. He would have been playing by now if Monty didn't break protocol and make the worst decision, I think, in his career to allow Devin Booker to play on Christmas. And you know it was just because it was Christmas. He didn't practice. That doesn't happen in the Suns organization. You don't get to play without practicing and proving you're healthy enough to go. But because it was Xmas, he got to play. Monty, in his infinite stubborn wisdom, decided to be the parent that you like and not the parent you need. He didn't protect Devin Booker from his own excitement of playing on Christmas. He did not protect the Phoenix Suns. He screwed them. You know, I said it on stream during this last Cleveland game that game should have been a celebration of Donovan Mitchell versus Devin Booker. It could have served to help in the long-held debate of which player is better. Directly after Donovan Mitchell goes for 71, literally one-upping Devin Booker 70. And if Devin Booker plays in that game, you know the Suns win. They only lost by 2. But no, Monty just couldn't say to him, no, Devin, I'm not going to risk you. You're the heart and soul of this franchise. We go as far as your groin can carry us. And he let Booker play stupidly right before this very intense 15-game stretch, all of very losable games, as you are seeing. If you've followed the channel for very long at all, you know that I've been documenting this beef between Ayton and Monty. But beef aside, disharmony aside, let's just live in a fantasy world for a second where Monty loves Ayton. It still seems it's time to admit, because it is all too clear, that DeAndre Ayton is not a fit in any way, shape, or form for Monty's offense. That doesn't mean Monty's offense is terrible. It doesn't mean you can't win with it. But what it literally means is he does not fit. If I could pull a lever that would send one of them away, it would be Monty. But that's not going to happen. So we're probably going to lose Ayton and watch him flourish somewhere else, just like Sticks, but to a much greater degree. This team is dying right now because Monty refuses to change his scheme and go through the guy that we took #1 overall over Luka Doncic. For the love of God. Last night, once again, Monty didn't talk the team into feeding Ayton, who went 7 for 12 for a mere 15 points and 18 rebounds. He not once pulled them aside and said, go through 22. And he never will. To quote Swavey Keese on Twitter, I think he said this just so perfectly. He said, this guy's so stubborn, he'd rather watch his sorry ass offense and lose. And what I think he's saying there is exactly what I am. It's his offense or no offense. I'm just glad other people see it. It makes me feel less crazy. This has been going on for far too long. The Suns did what they had to do, retaining DA from the Pacers, not letting him walk for nothing. We even got a stroke of luck in that they had to let Dwayne Washington go in order to try to sign Ayton, and then we were the team that was able to sneak in and steal Dwayne Washington, who Monty also doesn't play, even though he's better than Campaign, and we all know it. But he won't play him unless forced to by injury. And I think it's safe to say Dwayne Washington is better than Landry Shamet, but he won't play him over him unless forced to by injury. He's just so stubborn, and his offense is so rigid. And I said this in the stream, I don't know how I haven't gone over to the dark side and said, fire Monty, it's time, it's over. I can't bring myself to say it. Sundo has said it maybe 2 months ago. I just can't do it. But I am so close right now. I also said earlier, if you were to pluck a eyelash and flick it at me, that might be enough to push me over the edge to screaming, fire him now. He's just ruining DeAndre Ayton, just like he did Sticks. He wasted both of them. His offense has no use for a big man, except shutting the hell up, getting rebounds, playing defense, and then being there to throw under the bus when you lose by 79 points to the Mavs or things aren't going well. You can blame it on him. Now, he's not perfect. He has his own set of issues, but the kid is so talented. It's obvious. If you were able to utilize him and coach him correctly. Now, I can't do a better job coaching him, but I think somebody could. I'm not claiming that I'm smarter than Monty, but he's not getting it done with him. You know, the thing is, it's not just his relationship with Ayton that's been so terrible that's the problem. It's his decision making, his lineups, his inability to make in-game adjustments that affect wins. Dwayne Washington was giving the Knicks buckets. He's been giving everyone buckets. But the second Landry Shamet and Cam Payne are healthy enough to play, poor little Dwayne goes right back to the bench, never to be freaking heard or seen from again. No thank you, Dwayne. Everything you did was just like a faint dream in Monty's head. He doesn't remember any of that. That's over with. His boys are home. His 2 baby boys are ready to play. And believe you me, they're gonna play over you. Now, are you better than both of them? Well, obviously. That doesn't matter. The best players on the team don't automatically get to play. It's who does Monty like the most. Perfect example, if you don't believe me, was Abdel Nader, who had no business on an NBA court. And yet Monty did the exact same thing. He'd be injured with a serious knee injury for the whole year. Come back, the second he's healthy enough to play, he's damn near starting. He has no belief in the hot hand method whatsoever. Landry and Cam Payne can do no wrong in Monty's eyes. There's nothing they could do to get pulled out of the game for Dwayne. Nothing, except for get hurt. That's not good coaching. That's not accountability. Monty's better than that. I want to keep going for anyone that's still listening at this point, because there's more issues with Monty. The lineups. Can we talk about the lineups? He will hold guys out. If you get 4 fouls in this offense, you're not playing the rest of the game. He'd rather die. He'd rather die buried under snow in an avalanche than let you go out there and risk getting 5 fouls. But don't worry, because once we're down 30 points in the fourth with like 8 minutes, he'll send the starters back out there for no reason, risking injury. To what? Send a message? What's the message? You're a terrible coach right now? I swear to God, the other day, there was like 8 minutes left on the clock. The Suns were down like 22 points, and he put Ayton back in the game. For what? He's not coaching with his brain. He's coaching with something else. Something is wrong with Monty. Someone said this during the live stream that he needs to take like a vacation. And I think I agree. I think a good week off from basketball could do him some good because his mind is not clear. Not playing Okogie the entire game, that's not a good coach. That's not a good clear mind. I still haven't had confirmation that Okogie just didn't play because Monty said so, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. That's not good coaching. That's stupid. It's stupid. This coach has lost his mind. Stress is doing bad things to him, and he hears the criticism, and he doesn't like it. I can tell by his interviews. He mentions it. All the criticism he gets. Well, it's deserved, and it's going to keep coming until you stop coaching like some kind of high school coach who's paid to play certain players because their mommy and daddy fund the school. So you say, Gabe, you're really going hard on Monty. It seems like you hate him. Why are you saying, and how can you say that you're not on the fire Monty train? Well, that's where it gets really sucky for us. I just don't think there's any coach waiting in the wings ready to be hired that's better than him. Who are we going to get to bring in here who's better than Monty? I'll wait. Who's out there? Mark Jackson? Dude's got a church in California. It's a big part of it. I don't think he wants to coach anywhere outside of California. Gonna bring Phil Jackson back? Gonna put him in some kind of bionic suit so he can stand up? Best case scenario, Devin Booker comes back, starts carrying the team. Everyone's able to play better because there's less stress on them. There's less defense to go around. But my question to you is, shouldn't Monty be able to do something in the meantime since he screwed us and set Devin Booker back a month? Shouldn't he be able to figure something out in the meantime? Wouldn't a good coach figure something out in the meantime? Because right now the Suns are drowning. Tell me in the comments below, is Monty the problem or am I missing something here? Hit the like button for us, and until next time, go Suns.